Hallelujah. Thank you, God, for one more time here with my people here on YouTube. My YouTube subscribers and those of you who are viewing and watching. Thank you for being here. This is Casey McDaniel channel. This is the channel that I'm going to bring it to you in my own biblical perspective. Okay? And we're going to talk about all kind of things. This is an R. Kelly platform because he is the person that I was advocating for while he was going through his legal battles, that I was standing against the injustice he was served. So I'm also an R. Kelly platform, and I also talk about other things like events, current events, trends, and things that's going on in the now in our world that we're living in. Okay, so now everything is hot out there about this election, the candidate that are in the running front line of this election, which is President, the former President Donald J. Trump and President Joe Biden. And then there's some things in between, okay? Some things that are in between. So, this is what I want to share with you this afternoon, okay? I'm going to ruffle a lot of people's feathers, and especially my black audience, because I'm so done with it. You know, that black people are still some of them out there, scattered out there. They don't know where to be, where to go. And they kind of lost out here in the wilderness. You know, they lost. They just jumping into grabbing onto anything just to say this and to say that. But they really not sure. You know, we got some undecided people out there. We got some undecided voters, people that is right now don't know whether know if they can trust Trump. They feel he's a racist. And of course, we already know the situation with Biden because of his right now being in the condition that he's in. He's not really equipped to really run this nation. And we also seen other things. We see his health declining. Hello, MD Lecco. How are you? Well, we also seen some other things that has happened, how his health is declining, especially his memory and everything of that nature is going on right now. And we know that right now Trump is also up there, sort of kind of whatever up there in age. But in his mind, it's still working. I'm glad you're doing fine. Thank you for coming in. Did you hit that like button? Anyway, like I was saying, right? We all know that these two of the evils that they claim to be the two evils, because there's people that's like, oh, Biden is doing fine and he's been a great guy and president. You know, he really cares about the people and blase, blase, blase. Hey, Frankie, I am back. I meant to text you, but I just got in and I just said, let me hurry up and do this before I had to wrap my hair up real quick, put on some makeup, whatever, because I just came in from the heat and just come out here because this was on my heart and I needed to get it off my chest. Okay. I had to talk about it now or else I won't talk about it again at all. So we all know what's going on in this election and who are the two candidates. And isn't to me, it's really not about what party you on. You know what I'm saying? For me, even though I am a Democrat, but to me, it's not just because I'm a Democrat, I'm voting as a Democrat for whoever's in the, election right now. I'm looking at the what's best for the American people. That's what I'm looking at. What is going to work for America right now? Because right now, as we can see it, for the last 4 years, how things have got out of control in this country. And we are talking about people coming here undocumented and they able to get the resources, American resources and housing and all that other stuff when we got our problems and our people out there that are working people and American citizens born here in this country. Their mother was born here, their fathers was born here, and their parents, ancestors, or whoever could have been slaves owned by slave owners, and and they worked and they got whipped and they got their foot cut off like Kunta Kinte. They got lynched, Jim Crow. We talking about segregation. We talking about civil rights. We talking about everything that American black Americans have been through throughout history in America. And the things that their ancestors, those of them that came here, not willingly, but unwillingly, but they went through all the mistreatment you can possibly give a human being just so that they can be recognized as a man, okay? And as a human being and as a person and as people, brutally beaten, churches burnt down, lynched on trees, southern trees, and the list of things go on and on and on. Women raped, maybe some men raped, maybe children murdered and slaughtered, massacres, and all that other stuff. The things that we have been through in history in America. Okay. But that doesn't make us want to hate America because after a while, that our family been here and our ancestors. Ain't nobody said, let's go back to Africa because Africa was so far from us now. We didn't know the language, we didn't know the culture, we don't know none of that. So now we just born to be Americans. And the thing is that our people already died for all that other stuff. That some people are still stuck there. And that's when I said, when I started speaking about some people lost in the wilderness. They stuck, they don't understand. That is not about that anymore. That's already been taken care of already. That's been taken care of a long time ago. When your mother and your father done went through the segregation and went through I'm talking about my generation. I'm talking about people that lived through my generation and even before my generation. But I'm just saying, okay, they went through segregation. They went through civil rights. They went through the Jim Crow and all the other things that could have possibly happened in Black American history. And now I don't need to be told that I'm African because I know my ancestry is from Africa. I know that's where it all began for my people. It all started in Africa. I know that. Okay. I don't need nobody to tell me because you got to recognize you black. No, 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 no. I recognize that I am of color and I am a black American. But what's most important to me right now is that I am an American. Point blank, period. I am an American. I was born here. I don't know nothing about growing up in Africa. I know nothing about growing up in no other parts of the world where, my dark skin come from, my broad features come from, and these full lips come from. And all of that come from Africa. I know that Africa, I mean, I can't deny Africa because Africa, it shows up. It's there. But what I'm saying is that I wasn't born there. I wasn't raised there. I have been kind of like, married to a Nigerian from West Africa before, and I know my ancestry and everything, and I know most of my ancestry, whatever, back in the African people of my people came from West Africa, which was Ghana. Now, my grandfather, my great grandfather, or whoever, his people were West African from Ghana. I don't know if they came as I didn't go that far into my family history if they were slaves or whatever, but they most likely were. Okay, most likely they were, and I don't need to go that far into it because sometimes when I see some of these programs and networks and I study American history, I can feel the struggle. I can feel the pain. I can look at it and it just gets inside of me when I seen what happened in those times to my people. Okay, I seen the lynchings, movies that Harriet Tubman and stories of that nature, Roots. When I saw that, how it just got down into my spirit. Okay, it got down into my heart, into my soul. So I felt it. I can feel what they were going through at that time. Yes, I do. But that's all behind us now. Now we got to look into the marvelous things. We are American people now. We came through that fight. We came through that struggle. Now here we are fighting as Americans because we don't want people to come here who don't have citizenship. the right way and take away from the American families, okay, and the American people. Taking our jobs. We have to educate our children over here. We have to train them up and get them into the right market and be productive. And I seen the reason I had to come and talk about this is because I went to a certain channel and then I seen some things that was in the comment. And they talked about, well, if I'm not getting my reparations, you won't get this Hebrew Israelite vote. You know, that's not helping us win. You not wanting to exercise your vote because you want reparations. Let's not go there. I mean, let's be real here. You know what I'm saying? If you want your reparations, let me tell you something. You do your research and you can go and get your reparations. And I'm going to tell you a little secret there. Okay? Go do your ancestry. Find out who your slave daddy was, your slave master was, or whoever he was. And find your family history through all of that. And you could go get your reparations. But that shouldn't make you stop voting. Because if you want your reparations, you're going to have to do a whole lot of ancestry. You're going to have to go and do some research on your family and where who they slave owner was, and who were they sharecroppers. If they were sharecroppers and they weren't giving their money or whatever. But some people ain't going to tell you that. I know some black families that got reparations. Search the YouTube channel. You're going to find out there's a whole lot of Massa children. You ain't see the movie Queen? Did you see the movie Queen by Alex Haley? About his grandmother or his great grandmother, whoever she was, that was born, and she was her mother, and the mother's master were in a love affair, and she was a love child from their love affair, and she had to go out in the world and discover who she was because he knew who she was. He raised her right there up in her house, in his house. You know, made her part of the family. But he couldn't stop her, and there was nothing he can do about it because she wasn't alone. And then when she went out there and discovered something, she discovered there was a whole lot of them that was passing as white, and they were also black. They were the children that were owned by they were born children by their slave masters that came out very fair. Okay? If you want your reparations, do your American history. Go into your ancestry and find out who your daddy, great, 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 great daddy was. And you can get your reparations, like your child support. If you're a child of Washington, Jefferson, Adams, all of them, okay? Go find your daddies. Okay, go find your ancestry and go get your reparations. But that should not make you want to not stop voting in this election because of reparations. You could do your ancestry study on your own and connect with your ancestry and find out who your white daddy is. Some things you just don't want to know. Okay? Some things you just don't want to know. So I'm so sick and tired of those black militants out there, those black people that want to claim to be Israelite. They don't know nothing about being no Israelite. They never been in no Israel, wasn't born in Israel, wasn't raised in the, well, some of them might have been, you know, the kids that were born in that religion or whatever. So I can't say all of them. But if you was born in America, you an American. Point blank, period. You an American. If that's your religious belief, that's your religious practice, then okay. That's what you want to fight. That's what you want to pray for. That's your religious. If you don't believe in blase, 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 you're Israelite. Okay, you want to be an Israelite. You want to be a Black American Israelite because you're an American. Period. But you making it more complicated than what it really is. But I'm just saying. Everybody got a little something, something mixed up in here in America. Okay, but you born here as a citizen. Fight to be an American. Your vote. Exercise your right as a citizen of this country. It says that even in the Bible. But of course, people too ignorant to find that out and to want to read. They just want to go by what somebody else tell them or be spoon fed. I ain't got. I'm just telling you. I told you what you can do. You want your reparations, okay? But I don't know. I ain't going. I'm too lazy to do all that right now. But if it's meant for me to come to me, it's gonna come. But right now, my mind ain't fixed on that right now on reparations. It's really not fixed on that. But you want to go do your ancestry, you go do your. Alex Haley that was a masterpiece that he did, Roots, and whether they said it was a lie, whatever, but it was still a masterpiece. I still give credit where credit is due. Alex Haley, brilliant mind, brilliant writer, and brilliant storyteller. Whatever it is, he was brilliant. Okay, God bless his soul. Um, and also when he did the story on Queen. If you've never seen Queen, Alex Haley, great great grandmother on his father's side. Yes, Alex Haley's father's grandmother, Queen. Alex Haley, yeah, grandfather, whatever. Because remember, when you see the movie Roots, then you see the next generation, and then all of that starts from there. She comes in the next generation when what is Alex Haley's father's name? He was married to Irene Cara. May God bless her soul. He goes off in the world to be somebody great and everything. He went out in the world to be in agriculture. Okay. He didn't want to stay a sharecropper. He didn't want to stay and be a sharecropper. He goes out in the world and becomes these are Queen's children. Okay. The children that Alex Haley father. Now Queen, she gets married twice. Her first husband was killed, was killed, lynched, whatever, by the white mob. Okay, because he was a activist. Her first son's father, he was. I don't think she was married to him, but she had a child with him. But he was an activist. He was fighting against Jim Crow. He was fighting against the move. He was in that movement. He was one of the lead guys, and he ended up being lynched and killed. Right. Then she finds a sharecropper, which became Alex Haley's adopted father. Alex Haley's father's adopted father. And he is the one who raised Alex Haley's father. Queen was the, she had another son, of course, with Alex Haley's, with the stepfather, with her new husband. She also has another son, but she never wants this one son that the father was an activist, whatever, to go out in the world to see the world. She didn't want him to go out. She went and she had a nervous breakdown and everything because she seen that the things that she was traumatized by when he died, and she felt her son was going to go and follow that life, and she just didn't want him to be another tragedy to her. But still in all, he finds his way out into the world, whatever he becomes. He wanted to go out there and be somebody. He wanted to see the world for himself, but she wanted to hold him back. But Queen, of course, like I said, she is the child that was born by her master. Her father was actually her mother's lover, who was her mother's master. That was her daddy. She felt he never claimed her, and she needed to go out there and seek truth. for herself, and she found out who she really was. And she wasn't living in that world alone because there were so many other children born and had to live a lie. You saw the movie, of course, you saw the movie Imitation of Life. So for the reparations, you black Israelites and those you out there being radical, you if you look like Queen, you're gonna get your reparations. What you would consider the high yellers, whatever, because you could show, it's in your veins, it's in your blood, it's in your whatever. Now the ones look like me, like a pedigree, you know, I think I'm a little bit. I won't pass the test. I'm just saying, and I'm just not gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? But those that look like they can pass for Latino, white, whatever, like a light skin, whatever, black, Latino, or you look like somebody like Lena Horne or somebody. Let's name some high yellow black folks. And I'm not saying this to be derogatory or mean, but I'm just saying it to be real, to be truthful. And of course, it's going to hurt you, but I'm trying to help you as well. I'm trying to really help you. You want your reparations, right? You want your child support, right? You want your daddies to claim you, right? Well, your white daddies to claim you. So, this is what I say to do. There's some information out there to help you get your reparations, but that should not make you stop wanting to vote as an American. That still shouldn't make, because there's too many of us who died, our ancestors or whoever that died and put their life on the line for you to vote, for you to exercise and be given your right as a citizen to vote. So why would you want to just get mad at this election and say I ain't voting because I'm black and I ain't getting my reparation? You don't make up any kind of excuse just to be ignorant. But I'm gonna vote. But I don't know who I'm voting for right now. To be honest with you, I really don't know. Even though I'm a Democrat, I'm not. I voted for Joe last time, and I'm being honest. I did vote for Joe, and I didn't vote for Trump. Okay, because at the time I already knew they was gonna do what they gonna do. They gonna let him go, get out the door. I voted for Biden because I didn't know much. I mean, I saw him with running um I'm sorry, with Obama. And I was still kind of like getting through that moment. When or even though I said Obama, he really disappointed me. He fooled me, and I was caught up in it. And I was going hard in the paint for Obama, and I didn't go as deep as I should in my research, but I did, and that's how I got fooled. But now I'm taking my time and I'm watching the candidates. I'm listening to the policies. I just seen that right after Trump was supposed to have been gazed by a gun assassination or whatever, he picked his VP already. And I see there's some other candidates out there that will be better for him than who he picked. But I don't really want to get too much into talking about it right now. I still got to hear this guy talk. I got to still hear what he stands for, what he's about. This JD Vance guy, he's young and everything as a candidate and as not even a candidate, but as a running up partner with Trump to be with Trump or whatever. I don't know, this Vance guy. I got a JD Vance, the VP or whatever. I'm just like really not sure if that's the right choice for Trump right now, considering, but we don't know the discussions that go on behind the scene and whatever right person he already had in mind as a young person coming up in politics to run with him as a vice president. I don't really know, but I'm gonna pray about it. And I pray he's right for Trump, but right now I'm not really sure. I do see some other candidates that could be, somebody else that can be a good VP for him, as a vice president for him. I just hope JD Vance know Jesus. That's all that's what's most important to me. That whoever you pick, that they do have some kind of foundation, or been. And it's not about religion, it's about your relationship. And I always try to tell people your relationship with the Lord that's the most important thing. I'm not saying religion here, because there's all kind of religions out there, and I ain't about religion. It's about your relationship and your upbringing in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and in his teachings. Just hope he have an understanding of that as well. As your candidate, people say, "Oh, well, people can practice." No, you got to be careful what kind of people what they practicing, and you got them running with you. You claim to be a believer, and you can't play with that. You can't put God on the shelf like that. You can't. You got to make sure whoever you choosing as your candidate, because you're dealing with people out here that believe in you as a real true man. Oops, sorry, y'all, my phone. No, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna vote, but I'm just not knowing who I'm going to vote for right now. It's still kind of early. Okay, we got till November. It'll be here in whatever time, but things can change. I'm really not sure who I'm voting for, but I'm watching right now in the race. I'm looking at right now in the debates or whatever going on in the. I didn't even watch all the debates, but I'm watching now how Trump is going to state speaking and doing what he's doing, and the people he's trying to win win in favor of, or whatever. I'm listening to all of that. I'm watching all of that right now. I'm not really interested. I mean, I'm not saying I'm voting for Trump. I'm not saying I'm voting for Biden. Even though I know I ain't voting for Biden, he's definitely out of the category with me. It might be somebody else out there that I haven't seen yet, and all of this other stuff is just like blocking them. And I haven't really seen. There might be another candidate out there. I just got to find out who it is and maybe listen to what they're doing and what they're saying and their policies before I make my way to the voting poll. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm just going to be a little bit more careful about who I pick this time in my votes. I'm going to listen to the policies more. Sometimes I just voted just to vote. I just didn't really know what was going on, and I'm not going by what everybody else say. I want to feel it. I want to go by what I feel is right. And that's what I tell everybody out there who's a vote who wants to vote. Vote for what's best for you. We already see the condition of Joe Biden. He is not in any condition to serve another term as president. I could see that. Okay. Stevie Wonder could see that. Okay. We definitely need somebody that's going to really be in that, you know, be in the right place with the people. Don't just do it just so you can get votes. Do it because you really care, and you do it because you really want to do what's right for the American people. That's all I'm saying. Don't play with and don't use God in it and play with God in it. Because if you ain't no real true believer, then don't even talk about him. Don't even put his name in it. To win favor of the hearts of the Christians, the black Christian community. And I ain't talking about the carnal community. I ain't talking about the carnal Christians. There's two types of Christians now. There's the carnal, and there's the Christians who go strictly by following the teachings of Christ. Then you got the carnal Christians who want to do what Christ say do, but then again, they want to do whatever is a people's pleaser. You know what I'm saying? It's either about Christ or it's about pleasing man. You know, pleasing the pastor or pleasing a certain culture. You know what I'm saying? Or being accepted by everybody. Because with Christ, you ain't gonna be loved by everybody, and that's okay. Because with Him, He gives you the strength to be able to carry on and do what you got to do, and He will keep you protected from any of your enemies. Not saying weapons ain't gonna come, but He will protect you from whatever weapons they try to form against you. You see, but I could go on and on with this conversation, but I'll come back with you later because now I got to run back out because I meant to go back out to the so my face was sweat. It is hot out there. Okay, it is hot. It is hot. But I love this summer. I'm loving the summer. I got on summer kiss, boy. I'm wearing my summer kiss outfit. Now, I had on the dress and everything, but didn't have the wrap on my head. I wore my hair out, but now I wrap my hair up to make it look cute with the dress. But other than that, it is all well with my soul. I just changed everything up. I had pearls on. I'm looking like a nice, like looking summery in my because I'm going on an interview for child, teacher in early education, whatever. I had to, do that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to be too overly dressed. So anyway, you put a little, little jacket, whatever, or then you throw it off. That's what you do. You got to know how to wear something that you can reverse it. Yeah. But anyway, I'll be back in this conversation. But this is all about vote as an American. Forget all the color, race stuff. You born here, you American. I don't care if you was born a Puerto Rican, you were born in America. Well, Puerto Rico is part of our, U.S. Virgin, part of the U.S. island. I mean, Puerto Rico, Commonwealth, whatever. So they are American. But I'm saying your ancestry could have came from Cuba, whatever. But you born here, you was raised here in the culture of America, whatever. You an American, okay? You came from your ancestors could have came from anywhere because everybody came from somewhere, Italy, whatever, um, Japan, wherever you came, your ancestry came from. You born here, and you're a citizen of American United States of America. Vote as an American. That's all I got to say. We ain't gonna put race in it or none of that all this crazy stuff in it because we want to do what's right for the citizens of this country and to make sure that people in this country who have worked and and have a history of working in this country, paying taxes and everything with our money, that this is not going to be used on what the government going to allow our money to go to waste on war and all that crazy stuff and do what they want to do with the American people. American people should have a right where their money gonna be spent. And right now we want our jobs back in America and we want our money spent in the United States of America. Okay? To take care and to feed the homeless, the poor, the whatever we have to do, housing, whatever we got to do for the American people. And it's all about the policies, not the party. Okay? Always about the policies and not the parties. And what we do approve of and what we don't approve of. And always put God, the head of our nation, the head of our lives, okay? Because he rules over all kingdoms and all nations. How are you? Hey, how are you too, weather? How are you? But I'll be back with you all later. Just wanted to come and kick that to you today. If anything else pops up in my head that I want to share with you, I will. Please get the like button up. Please only see one like. I would like to see more of you come in. Hit the like button. Let's continue to do what's right when you come to the Casey McDaniel channel. Get my video views up, likes up, and share. And like, share, and subscribe. And those of you who are viewing and want to be a potential subscriber, you can do that. I love to see you here. Welcome to the Casey McDaniel channel. I welcome you in advance. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Okay, so God bless. Love you. Peace.